Ta-da! And that light turned on just in time, too. You know, I thought I'd be able to do this with natural lighting. I guess that's not quite the case. It's not quite that time of year yet, although daylight savings time is just around the corner. Alright, tune into another one of these crapo live streams, which is going to involve this laptop right here, which does not yet have a video. But it will soon enough. I was going to shoot one actually just before this started, and I didn't, because the tape that I picked, as it turns out, has stuff on it I want to save, and, well, by that time, I think it was like almost 5:50, and I thought, you know what, I'm probably not going to be able to squeeze a video into 10 minutes, with how it usually takes me multiple takes to do things, so that'll have to wait. So this is a laptop you have never seen before, and probably won't see on video again for a long time. And I'm sure somebody is going to ask me about the quality of this particular live stream. It looks different. Well, I've decided that I am tired of the Android phone screwing absolutely everything up. So, iPhone, boo, crap, I can't actually say that because I will get demonetized if I do. Oh, man. Does anybody actually remember that? The Super News clip? Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. Very low quality humor, but humor nonetheless. So anyway, this is a Dell Inspiron 6400. A laptop that, as I'm sure, or as far as I'm aware, was subject to a lot of criticism and breakdown, and it was just a mess. Typical ball grid array failures of the mid-2000s. I don't know when it was manufactured. I suppose the service tag would probably tell me, but I haven't looked up the service tag. That's exactly what it is. Inspiron 6400. This one, however, is the Centrino platform, which means that it has the Intel videos, so we shouldn't have an issue with ball grid array failures on this one, which is probably why it still works. The battery even still works. Right now it's running Windows 10, and that will not do. So, they're going to replace Windows 10 with something that is actually worth having. So, it's 1.73 gigahertz Core 2 Duo. 2 gigs of RAM. I could probably upgrade that. I'm sure I've got a 4 gig kit sitting around here somewhere. Oh, no, it doesn't have the Intel video. I thought it did. No, maybe it's screwed after all. It still works for now, though. Decent display panel, too. So, no Bluetooth? Is this a joke? Huh. Alright. So, we are indeed going to be doing the unthinkable and installing Windows Vista on this machine. Why would I be doing that? Windows Vista sucks. Well, because the machine is designed for Vista, and there are Vista drivers available, and there are no Windows 10 drivers available. So, I figure, you know what? I might as well have... Where's the DVD drive on this thing? Guess it's on the other side? That's weird. It is on the other side. Huh. But I don't have a Windows Vista laptop, so I might as well go ahead and make one. So we'll be installing Windows Vista Home Premium. This is not a new iPhone. This is the 5S. Yeah. So, an older system. The boot sequence is completely wrong, so I'm going to fix that. Move the optical drive up. I should move the USB up. Save changes. Save and exit. And we'll go ahead and start it up. And hopefully it will boot to the CD and won't just go straight into Windows 10. Although it's going to try and test the RAM. I'm not going to let it do that. So I value my time a little bit more than that. Because it's Vista, it might take a little while to do this. Windows Vista minimum requirements, I actually was looking them up. Apparently, you can install, or Microsoft thought that you could get away with using Windows 10 or Windows Vista on a system with 512 megabytes of memory. And that's really the big problem with Windows Vista, is it got a reputation that it really didn't deserve. It wasn't a terrible operating system, like a lot of people say it was. It was just running on inadequate hardware that Microsoft, for whatever reason, decided was adequate. I wonder if the cat wants in. I just heard it scratching at the door. Or maybe it's just because I'm moving something. Yeah, it's probably those cassettes up there. I noticed my frame rate took a dive, so maybe using the iPhone wasn't such a good idea after all. Oh, well, at least it doesn't shut down in the middle of actually doing something. Even though it's charging. Watch it shut off now that I've said something. We're doing it live, invoking the O'Reilly factor, as I like to call it. You are a braver man than I am. You are a much braver man than I am. I think the worst I ever ran Windows Vista on was a Pentium 3 with 1 gigabyte of memory. Was it a Pentium 3? It might not have been. It might have been a Pentium 4, a really early one. Socket 478. I've never actually owned any Socket 423 stuff, thinking about it. Might be something interesting to maybe get at some point. But my intention is to use this to replace, or to be used instead of the Toshiba Satellite L300D040 that I used to have, just as a machine to play around with Windows Vista. That machine, when it was new, had Windows Vista on it, and Vista, believe it or not, wasn't that machine's problem. The problem was subpar hardware design. Um, that thing was so bad. I lost count of the number of times I had to send that in for warranty repair. 90% of the time when I owned it, I was actually using a Macintosh PowerBook G4 as my main computer, going on YouTube and all that stuff. Back when you could actually go onto YouTube with a PowerBook G4. Good luck doing that now. I don't have a PowerBook G4 to try it with. I got a bunch of G4s, but not a PowerBook. And to this day, I think that PowerBook is the fastest G4 I've ever owned at 1.5 gigahertz. Still slower than this. And this is dragging forever. I wonder if that hard drive is in good health. I think it is. If I remember right, it checked out. Of course, this is what Vista does best. Sit here and churn the disk and do nothing. The recommended amount of system memory was 1 gigabyte. And on 1 gig, Vista was certainly usable, at least more usable than it was on 512 meg. Or would have been on 512 meg, but even still, I'd have liked to have at least 2 gigs for Windows Vista. This meets that requirement. But I'm sure I've got enough Moxie. That's only 1 gig, but I'm sure I've got enough memory modules sitting around that I can give this a nice upgrade to 2 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes. Now it's making CPU noises. I remember that fondly. Aha! Now this is a 2 gigabyte module. That's DDR3. That is DDR. And that's only 1 gig. So I'll have to dig through my collection of laptop memory and figure that out. It all looks good. Install now. And here comes the product key part, which you can't see. Okay, and now we are back to. That's a home premium license, so my guess is that it is going to. Upgrade has been disabled. Yeah, I'm going to upgrade Windows 10 to Windows Vista. Alright. That would be an upgrade, actually, to be honest with you. Watch me get caned by the audience for daring to say that on video. Alright. It's 160 gigabyte hard drive. So, probably a Hitachi drive if I had to guess. And now once again comes the fun part. Now, I always wondered why it does that. Where copying just jumps, it goes straight to 100%, and then expanding seems to be actually doing the copying. You can see it's actually doing something now. We'll see how long it takes before that gets to 1%. But yeah, I've got a lot of projects going on. In fact, you haven't even seen this camera yet. This will eventually have a video. This is really cool. It's not a Ruby. I'm sure somebody's gonna, mention that at some point. No, that is not a Sony Ruby. I'd almost like to get one of those, but I'm not going to pay eBay prices for a Sony Ruby because it's really not worth it. They're kind of junky. That's a standard. I think you can probably see that's a standard mini DV camera. But I got a lot of cameras that need videos or need to be shown on video. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably plug this computer in. That might be a good idea. So you get a lovely view of the palm rest that you can't even see. And I try and figure out where all the power cables are. Try and figure it out. Hopefully. Because the last thing I want is for it to shut off in the middle of this install. That would really make me mad. It really would make me mad. I'm very angry indeed. So where is the power? That is television. That's okay. I thought it was. Plugged in, and wow, it finally made it to 1%. Actually, that's not too bad. I've seen Windows 7 drag longer than that. So, but this isn't exactly slouching hardware either. I mean, it wasn't great. You could get much better than this. It's only an Inspiron. And as far as I remember, the ATI video on these really was the Achilles heel of them when it worked. And usually, a couple months after you buy it, it bombs out because the BGA chip mounting system was garbage. At least back in the day. That was when it first came out. Rather than using QFPs or quad flat packs, those things with the pins sticking out all over the side. Somewhere around here, I don't know if I actually have it in here. Somewhere around here, I have a ruler that has a bunch of chip mounting systems on it. It's right here. This thing is really cool. Well, you should be able to see what the QFP looks like if it would focus on it. Can I get it to manually focus? The Android you can, so I guess that's one step above this. But there you go. PLCC. I used to know what that stood for. Surface mount stuff. And there, of course, is a 256-pin ball grid array. The VGA was new when this laptop would have been made in the mid-2000s. And lots of business-grade laptops had severe problems. The ThinkPads of the time had issues with the video failing, and eventually it would get so bad that it would take out your whole motherboard. And the solution, of course, is to reflow it Well, the proper solution is to do what's called a reball process. There are special machines that will allow you to take the chip off and put new solder balls on the bottom and then remelt it. That's the proper way to do it, but nobody really wants to do that. So what ends up happening is people put it in the oven at like 450 degrees for however long it is. I've gone away with 10 minutes. And that reflows them. They work for a little while at least. But I haven't had to do that in a long time. Speaking of reflowing and long time and all that, does anybody want one of these? I have 3 of them, but there is a catch. No RAM, no RAM door, and if I could put it somewhere that's not going to screw up this Vista install. They do have batteries, all 3 of them, but the big problem, I could get it open. Well, I don't even need to get it open. You can see it right now. No keyboard. And I don't know what other parts they're missing. I picked them up out of a junk pile at work, thinking, oh, cool, I could use those, test them out, find one that works, have a nice little netbook to replace the piece of junk that I have that wireless card doesn't work and the PCI Express slot failed. Well, it takes a power supply connection that I don't have, so no power supply, no key. Well, actually, that's not true. I have 1 keyboard for these things, but I have no screws for the keyboard. And of course, like I mentioned, no RAM and no RAM door. But they do have batteries. My going price is $20, but I am, of course, willing to negotiate, especially if it's a trade for a vintage computer. And I'm not talking about a Pentium 4 that's collecting dust in your hallway closet. Because guess what it's going to do if I get a Pentium 4? It's going to sit in my closet and collect dust. So I've got enough Pentium 4s to last me until the second coming. Actually, I probably have enough Pentium 4s to last me till the third coming. But anyway. The other catch is that I'm not shipping those. So, yeah, I don't think anybody that's listening to this right now actually would be interested in that. They're probably junk. I can just about guarantee you they don't work, just because they were in the junk pile. And stuff that ends up in the junk pile in a half-stripped state usually has something wrong with it. So, could it have been bad RAM? Possibly. Is it likely that it's a BGA failure, being as though these are probably... Well, they got a Windows 7 license on it, so maybe not. But, could be a chipset failure. I'm not familiar with the EPC 1001P, so maybe they had problems. Maybe they didn't. That's the optical drive, okay. I have no takers so far. Still expanding files. I think this is the first time I have ever sat in front of this and just watched it. At least I've mostly watched it. Usually what I do is I put the camera down and go sit at the computer and go do something for another hour while I wait for it to go through all of this nonsense. But T61 is certainly going to be next. I have this Apacer SSD that is going to go into the T61 after I load my image onto this. So that needs to be done. I've got an IBM desktop that's in the closet that needs a video, and it's going to actually replace that thing down there, which you can see. And that thing is going to get a motherboard upgrade, and it is going to go right here underneath this, and I'm going to use that as a capture PC for whatever, goodness only knows whatever it happens to be. But also, what's probably going to happen is I'll use that for these live streams, so I don't have to use stupid cell phone and can actually have a tripod. That's probably what's going to end up happening. 85%. It's funny, Wilkes 85 just got here. Of course, it jumped to 86 right as soon as I pointed the stupid phone at it. Hey, you're not allowed to make fun of the audience. I'm allowed to do that. And drive people away. It really is a wonder why anybody watches this crap. Anyway. 95, we're getting closer. We are getting closer. 96. It's actually moving faster than a lot of things do. They just sit there and they grind and they grind. Of course, it's not a Pentium 4, so that alone is a significant improvement. A lot of the machines of this thing's era were still Pentium 4s. So that's probably another reason why Windows Vista got the reputation that it did. Because the Pentium 4 really just was not what it should have been. For a while there, it looked like AMD was going to just destroy Intel. And even today, it once again is getting to the point where it looks like AMD is going to just destroy Intel. You already have in a lot of aspects. Say what you want about Intel and brand loyalty, but the Zen CPU architecture really just has it all over Intel. Especially in the price bracket. Intel is so expensive. And it really doesn't need to be. I'm not going to go so far as to say that Windows Vista is the best operating system. That's not true. Windows 2000 is. At least in terms of Windows. Okay, it's going to try and boot to the DVD. I don't really want it to do that, but we'll let it do what it needs to do. Maybe it totally broke. Oh, here we go. I'm going to have to get the drivers for this. That was my realization that I just realized right now. Cancel the download when it got to 90%. Oh, so you're one of those people, huh? Yeah, anyway. Probably giving everybody vertigo with this freehand camera work. A lot of people love to, complain about that in my videos, but it's like, dude, it's honest. Like, I'm not a professional. And I've mentioned a billion times that I don't use a tripod 90% of the time because all the tripod does is it gets in my way. Like, if the tripod is going to sit right here, all I'm going to do is kick the tripod, bump into the camera, sit in front of the camera. Like, 90% of it would just be like this. Me trying to use the computer. And that was very uncomfortable, so I hope you appreciate that simulation. Wow. But yeah. That's what it would look like right there. Here we go. I drove everybody away by daring to say that. Actually, that's kind of funny. I noticed my viewership dropped off dramatically. But of course, what fun is there in watching a Windows Vista installation, really? Other than, invoking the O'Reilly factor and doing it live. Let's see, what else is worth noting? I don't know. So I've got, I mentioned the IBM desktop. I mentioned that project. And all these board swappings means that I'm going to be putting them into servers and doing some server consolidation work. It's kind of a downgrade because I'm going to be going from Core 2 quads in there now to Core 2 duos, but they're Intel motherboards, so they'll be infinitely more reliable than the Asus garbage that I'm using right now. And on top of that, they should be cooler running because the Q6600 is not exactly known for being a cool running chip, and it's also not exactly known for not being power hungry. So, and my goal is to try and reduce the amount of power usage. So, I mean, every time I turn on the studio, I don't pop the circuit breaker, you know? That'd be my ultimate goal. But, ultimately, it probably doesn't matter. I'm down to 3 people watching this now. Some people say that wool gathering works for them. I wouldn't say it really works for me. Talking about all these projects. Oh, here's the point where the video doesn't come back. Oh, it came back. Didn't improve any, but... Yeah, no, this has the ATI video. I think they were available with NVIDIA. And it was the NVIDIA that had the big problem. Of course, NVIDIA chipset anything is junk. So, well, here we go again. What's it gonna do? What is it gonna do other than nothing? Maybe it totally broke. I don't know. It is actually not doing a whole lot. Not for Windows Vista, anyway. Vista is usually churning the disk. Hasn't locked up. Maybe this is where it stops. I've had that happen before, so... Got some hard drive activity now. Here we go. It's rebooted itself. I was going to try and boot to that CD again. Or a DVD. Windows Vista was the first one that required a DVD. Unless XPX64 did. Or Server 2003. I don't have much experience with those. I remember when I got Windows Vista, back when it was new, and having such a huge pain in the rear end, that, you know, first it was trying to find a, actually no, sorry, first it was trying to find a DVD to burn, then second it was trying to get a DVD drive that would actually read the disc, or first it was, no, okay. We had a DVD burner already, but I needed a second one. I'm trying to think about how it actually went. Oh, look, it actually does have the video installed. Huh, neat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my password and stuff. Whatever. I'll put in an actual password later. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a minute. Focus. All right. Give it a genuine name. What happened? Wow. I didn't think those names were limited, but I guess they are. Which background do we want? Well, I don't really want any of those, but we'll choose one that suits my fancy. I don't see a lot of people using this one, so we'll choose that one. Of course, Windows Vista's got a lot of, oh god, automatic updates. Let's use recommended settings. I don't normally do that, but it really doesn't matter on Vista at this point. Okay, is that actually correct? No, it's a couple minutes off, but it's close. March 6th, 6:31. I'll go ahead and I'll set it back to 6:31. Because why not? Thank you! Come again. Please wait while we format your disk. I think it would, in theory, be possible to write an ActiveX control that would format the hard drive. Oh, that looks brilliant. Look at that character font. Something does not look right about that. Well, it looks better on the phone than it does in real life. I don't know, is that actually running at a decent resolution? It was running better before. Oh, that's Windows Vista for you. Ah, the good old days. You know, in some ways I miss 2007. And I miss Windows Vista. I don't miss the slowness. I don't miss the hard drive churning. I miss the times. It was a much simpler time, you know? YouTube was not a place for celebrities or making money or professionally produced content. People didn't get up your ass for uploading content that wasn't high definition. Okay, actually, that's not true. Although 2007, I don't think YouTube had HD, really. I think that didn't come until a little bit later. High quality was a big deal at some point. Was that 2007? I don't remember. That might have been 2006. When YouTube high quality was the big deal. You had to add, what was it, to get stereo audio? And FMT equals 18 to the end of the URL. Let's see how many of my audience members remember that. How that was a big deal. Oh, and YouTube getting 16:9 video and how that was a big deal. And, you know, you upload 16:9 content and it squishes it to 4:3. And if you put in the tags, you could put YT crop equals 16:9 or some nonsense like that. Ah, man. What a time to be alive. Now everybody's just freaking out about the coronavirus. And Ray William Johnson. Although RWJ has been around for a lot longer than you might think. Probably since 2007. Is he even a big deal anymore? I don't know. Here we go with random wool gathering. While we wait for Vista to check our computer's performance. Nobody's saying anything in the chat room. Is the chat room broken? My computer is screwing up. It's buffering like crazy. So I'm sure that either the stream's not working or the computer's not working. So. Well, uh-oh. The sound works? Wow, that's impressive. Maybe I don't actually have to get any drivers. Probably for the more advanced stuff. Like these buttons here at the front. I see that. I see a test coming through. Preparing your desktop. Good lord, that is going to take forever. I mean, there's your Vista installation. I'm not going to sit through and install all the updates. It's kind of a waste of time. But, look at this. It's a T5300. Wow, that's junk. Huh. Does this actually have the Wi-Fi? I don't think so. No, it doesn't look like it. Or I just broke the whole thing. That's always possible. Network and Sharing Center. Manage network connections. Oh, come on. Yeah, it doesn't have the Wi-Fi. Oh, that's alright. We'll get to that in a minute. It's already rated the system. That's actually not too shabby. For a machine like this, that's not bad. I think that's about what my L300D was back in the day. Of course, it's 32-bit. Not that it really matters on a system like this, which is probably only going to see maximum of 4 gigs of RAM anyway. These gadgets. I see comments about the gadgets. Oh, I used to have it loaded. Unfortunately, the weather one doesn't even work anymore. Yes, I'm going to close it. I mean, it wouldn't matter. It's not connected to anything anyway. So, alright. We'll put that in. I wouldn't say it's totally accurate, but it is there. This is not Dell Windows. We'll customize this to our liking. My personal favorite, I think, was the neon one. Where is that? It's 4, I think. Yeah, it was this one. With the second hand, of course. Couple ammo. Yeah, Dell used to have a thing up at the top. But I don't have that. I don't really care. I don't want it. So, I don't need to have that stupid thing over there. The slide puzzle was cool. I don't think anything else really works anymore. It's certainly not going to work if I have it disconnected. So, what do? It's like it connected to my network. I'm not going to plug it into my so-called big network. I'm going to plug it into the my sandbox network. If I can find the Ethernet plug. Oh, where's the Ethernet? Does it actually have it? It should. There's a local area network connection showing up. Broke something. That's brilliant. Okay. In you go. Come on. Do your job. Alright, well, I got a light now. So. Ha! It works. Local and internet. Of course, it's only got DNS and HTTPS, and everything else is blocked. So if I want to go and ping something, like say Google's little server or whatever, it doesn't work. So, yeah, close. Okay, so the goal is to what? What is the goal? What should the goal be? What drivers are missing? That's my question. Base system device. Okay. And of course, 10100. Ouch. I thought this would be at least gigabit. Although it's an Inspiron, so probably not. Not the network controller. I could always try and just, search online for that within this thing, but that usually doesn't work very well. This display is, like, crisp. You can't tell on video. I mean, really, you can't. But I am liking this display panel. This is better than what I used to have. Alright, let's open up Idiot Exploiter. And oh god, what is it doing? What is going on? Nothing is working. Did you notice the information bar? Shut up. Can I at least download a decent browser? Let's go to Google. Or maybe not go to Google. Continue to the website, please. And SeaMonkey. Does SeaMonkey even still support Vista? Oh god, this looks horrible. What the hell is this? Is this the mobile version of Google? It is the mobile version. What the hell is this? Wow. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and try and download it. Oh, shut up. Let's go ahead and run it. Get a decent browser that will not have these security issues. That's a TLS thing. I don't remember exactly the circumstances behind it. Just that there was a vulnerability in SSL, and everybody changed over to TLS. Because that was the solution. SSL was unfixable. What did they call that? Heartbleed or something? That was back in like 2013. That was a long time ago. 7 years. 7 years! Think about that for a second. In fact, Windows Vista is 13 years old. SeaMonkey cannot be installed. God damn. Okay. Brilliant. OK button for additional. Oh, we can download old and unofficial releases. I want 2.49. This is the last version to run on Vista, as I remember it. Hold on a minute. What is this? No, I don't want to do that. Well, maybe I do. I want to check that information out and just... Latest releases for legacy platforms. Yep, 2.49. Windows XP. And Vista was dropped as of then. Well, that sucks. I'm sure there's a way to fake it, but I don't really care. I want x86. Security error. How about you suck me? Would you like that? Yep, that's gonna demonetize this now. Okay. What am I doing anyway? I've installed Vista, so you got to see a Vista install. I'm not going to make you sit through the updates, because the last time I tried to update a Windows Vista machine, it really didn't work. Probably because they've removed all the updates. So I guess we're going to see if this will work. Run. I'm going to make the argument that the last good version of Internet Explorer was version 3. That was before ActiveX was a thing. As soon as they brought out ActiveX and integrated it with Windows, that was when it really went downhill. Of course, I was around then, but computers were not my strong suit. Actually, in '98, I just started using a computer. I was 2 years old when I started using my first computer. Okay, I wouldn't call it using. I'd call it, screwing around, slamming the keyboard, expecting it to do something. Although I learned it pretty quickly. Picked up on DOS, and then picked up on Windows. How to use Windows with a keyboard. So I was pretty good at it for a while. Of course, I'm out of the practice, so I haven't had to use the keyboard in Windows in a long time. Alright. Is it going to work? Oh, looks like it's trying to download updates. That's another thing that made it slow to a crawl. when it went to go try and download updates. I don't know, did it actually work? Let's see. Monkey is running. So we'll just have to wait for it to come up. And it'll complain that it's out of date. And of course it's done this stupid thing. I don't know why it did that. So, what are we going to do? I want to go to Dell's website. Drivers for the Inspiron 6400. Vista on an SSD. No! Do not put Vista on an SSD. You'll wear out the SSD. Because Vista is disk intensive. Of course, that being said, Windows 10 is disk intensive too. Did Dell change their website? Dell changed their website. Okay, I don't care. Shut up. Oh, Windows Vista 32-bit. Category. What BIOS update would this have? A17. Okay, so there is an updated BIOS, so we'll download that. Go ahead, we'll save it to downloads. Base system device. Those are the ones that are missing. I don't know what they could possibly be. So we'll just go ahead and download all of the drivers. I saw Sigmatel audio in the BIOS, so I'm sure that's the one that I need. And that'll give me the programs that I need. Chipset. That might actually be the one that'll help me. I hope it's the Intel one. I might download the Rico as well. And see what it does. That might be for... Does this have a card reader? I don't know. Yeah, it does have a card reader. That might be for the card reader. Download all the things. Diagnostics, modem. Good lord. Probably the only one I would need from that is the Connexat. I don't think this thing has cellular stuff installed. Show downloads by service tag. Should probably just input the thing's service tag. That would tell me what I do and don't need. Can I find the service tag? Can I actually find it? Oh, service tag, where could you be? Okay, well, there it is. Show downloads by service tag. Enter a service tag. The service tag is right here. Orientation locked. Thank you for telling me. I'm holding it sideways for a reason, you piece of junk. Come on. We'll put that in. Submit. Check for solutions. Check for solutions for what? I haven't even done anything yet. It hasn't had a time to break. Solutions for the Windows 10 problem. Oh, look at this. No other further... Wow. Okay, that must be a joke. I don't think so. Alright. Mouse, keyboard, and blah. What kind of trackpad is this? Does it matter? Probably not. I really don't care. Network. This is a Centrino, so this has the Intel... Yeah, the Intel Pro Wireless. Shouldn't have anything else, unless somebody changed it. CMonkey is not responding. That is great. This is typical Windows Vista. Now I gotta sit here and wait. Oh, the stream went down. Huh. Okay. So, what now? Did it go down? I don't know. Can somebody tell me if it's up or down? Nobody is saying a word. That wouldn't be the first time. Let's see. Let's see here. Where the hell is the asteroid? Oh, that's what fell. Can I go back to that live? I can't. Shit. No, that's gonna cause a problem. How do I get back to the screen? Come on, you freaking thing. Okay. Claims to be working on that, so maybe I don't have to panic just yet. But of course, nobody is saying anything. Oh, let me fix this nonsense. What is wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. Alright. Post a message. At least that'll allow me to confirm whether or not anybody can actually see this. Otherwise, I guess it'll just go in the archive later if it actually manages to save. Is it okay? I have a yes. So we'll keep going. Sorry for the interruption. That was kind of a little bit of a panic moment. But because this is the Centrino package, I should need the Pro Wireless driver, which I hope is the only Pro Wireless driver on this page. And of course, a second ago I couldn't scroll. Looks like it is. So. Removable storage. That might be for the card reader. Ooh. Nope. That's just for optical drives. System utilities. Probably one of these that'll give me the toolbar at the top. Don't really care. Might add it later. Yep, you could get this with NVIDIA graphics. A couple of different kinds. But I want the ATI driver. Okay, let's go ahead and save that, and that should be all I need for drivers. Open containing folder. We'll install the BIOS last. So this will give me the Wi-Fi. Yes. And again, it's Vista, so it's not connected to my my stuff. Well, yes, I know it's called Dell Dock, but I'm talking about the download from Dell's website, which one it would actually be. Should be under one of the application downloads. I'm sure I could go through and actually download all those application things. I've never actually done that on any system, but I could do it for this one. Just to have the authentic Dell experience. Okay, is it going to install anything or what? Did it do anything? Or did it just, like, die? Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to go in and do that myself. That's irritating. Dell. Drivers, 7 blah. Alright, so we'll try that again. Watch this not work. It's not meant for your system. Well, it's the Vista 32-bit driver, for crying out loud. So let's see. Oh dear. Oh no. Yeah, I don't need the administrator tool. Everything else should be fine, but I definitely don't need the anything else. So now we gotta wait for it to do all that. Let me take my Vista disk out, because I don't need it anymore. And we will continue with the fun. Speaking of fun, I have a camcorder sitting at my feet that I was really looking forward to playing around with. The first ever Sony Handycam. But it doesn't actually work. There's a tape alignment problem. It would be this one. I have installed the Windows Vista on because it's pretty much the only thing I've got that's really suitable for Vista. Well, there's probably a couple others. Yeah, there's probably a long list of others, but this is the one that I am installing Vista on. Yes, this is the one that was running Windows 10 that I kiboshed because there are no drivers for Windows 10 for this thing. In fact, I don't even think there are Windows 7 drivers. Let's see what Dell has to say. Get out of here. I mean, you can use the Vista drivers on Windows 7, but yeah. There aren't even any 64-bit drivers. That's just how bad this really is. So I guess if it runs, but might as well run something supported. And I don't have a Vista laptop, so there. Now I have a Vista laptop. I think I had one for a while. Back when Vista went out of support, I made one, but that didn't last very long. I got kind of tired of that. I started to use it for something. I think it was because I was going to use the system for daily use. Or cycle it around my use of work machines. Back when I was taking a laptop to work and I wasn't using the Switch 110 for everything. Of course, that was back when I had the old Ubislate craplet. Oh, that thing was horrible. I'm glad I don't have that anymore. I mean, I wish I still did, just because it was kind of neat to have, but Asteroid really just does not do it for me. Sorry to anybody that happens to like it, but I don't. This is such a pain. What is it doing? Is it doing anything? It's churning the disk. Well, the Wi-Fi light is on. Okay. So it looks like things are finally starting to actually straighten themselves out. Put that down to get myself a drink. I'm talking too much. Let it work. Let it work. Let it do its job and take forever because it's Windows Vista. Like I said, if you put Vista on capable hardware, that wasn't like your friggin' Pentium 4 that you pull out of your basement 5 minutes ago. Vista could run. Could. But the problem is so many people put it on Junko systems that were not Windows Vista, like they weren't like this. It was Windows Vista capable. Remember those machines that were certified for XP, but it said Vista capable? Yeah, no, they weren't. They really were not Vista capable. A lot of the things. In fact, I think I've got one right here. Maybe. Does this have an XP? It's got an XP Home Edition license on it, but I think it said Vista capable. This is a little gateway laptop. Again, this is going to get a video too. Now watch, I'm going to probably break something. It'll probably blue screen on me now. Yeah, see? Windows Vista capable. Yeah, with an AMD Sempron, no, I'm sorry. That's not Windows Vista capable. It's barely even Windows XP capable. It's AMD's equivalent to the Celeron. Focus. I don't remember what model it is. Where did I get that thing? Oh, I picked it up at the thrift store. That's right. They wanted like $34.99 for it, but when they put the code on, they it looks like the code for $14.99. So I decided to bank on that fact and ripped the tag off, took it up to the front. No, it's $14.99. So here we go. And it was free because I returned something else. So free laptop. Anyway. Probably shouldn't admit to that kind of thing on the internet, you know? But I mean, it's been a couple of months now, so. What's the difference between 1155 and 1156? One pin. But that one pin means that you cannot use the two CPUs in different sockets. I think there were differences in voltage regulation and things like that, because one of them was for the Sandy Bridge, and the other one was for, well, not Sandy Bridge, before the Sandy Bridge. The Sandy Bridge was different because the multipliers were laid out differently, and other things. I think the voltage regulation was done a little differently. Really was just a pain in the rear end, to be honest with you, but that's the thing. You can't go either way. 1155 will not work in 1156, and 1156 will not work in 1155. And they even tell you that on the box for the motherboards. Don't interchange the CPUs, you might blow something up. I've never tried it, so I can't tell you if you'll blow something up or not, but... Okay. Upgrade. Probably more like a downgrade, but whatever. I'm trying to get rid of the unknown devices, you know? I don't know if I can do that or what. Is there any i7 1155? Yes, any of the Sandy Bridge chips. 2600, 2700. I think Ivy Bridge also used 1155, so like the 3000 series, 3770, 3770K. I think it was like a 3960X or something. Sandy Bridge is the one that I'm familiar with for 1155. That would be that machine down there. That's got a 2600 in it. Success! Sure. Here's the chipset. That might do away with a lot of the problems. Sure. Now, is it going to actually manually run the installer automatically, or am I going to have to do it myself? I'm going to have to do it myself. Oh, Dell, never change. I don't even remember which one it was. Well, hopefully it was this one. Yeah, I guess it was, because it says Intel Chipset Software Utility. Yes. I read that very carefully. Setup is installing files. Churning the disk. Because Windows Vista. Well, you'd be surprised. I did it on a Core 2 Duo T5500 laptop. Although if you're doing, like, 1080p nonsense, probably not. But you can watch YouTube 1080p on that thing, so... I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't broadcast in 1080p, so... Wow, this really is taking a while. Is it doing anything? It's not even showing up in this list of programs. No, there's setup. But, yeah, doing nothing at all. Churning the disk. Oop, what just happened? That's funny. I don't know why I did that, because it's got the ATI video. Huh. Yeah, this would probably do well with an upgrade to 4 gigs of RAM. Which I can give it. It's not a big deal. In fact, I don't know if it's got 2 1GB modules in it, or 1 2GB module. If it's got 1 2GB module, I've got one sitting in that pile right there. If not, I'll have to go downstairs to my bag of laptop memory and deal with it. But that's a situation that can be fixed. I think I've got something like, I don't know, I picked up out of machines from work, I think I picked up a good 100 gigabytes worth of DDR2 that I don't know why it was still in the machines. I think there were, no, it would have been, I'm trying to think. There were at least 10 systems, each with 8 gigabytes of RAM, so that's 80 gigabytes of RAM. That's up there. Although I think one of them had 4 gigs. I don't know. I'll have to check what I actually have. But just to say that I got a lot of memory that I can use to do a lot of upgrades. Lots of upgrades will be happening. Of course, a lot of my big ticket stuff is now DDR3. Good luck with that. That's expensive. Wow, this is really not working. How much more time do I want to waste on this? Is it actually dealing with these unknown devices? Not really, no. They're still there. Base system device. Which has probably got more so to do with these things than anything else. I think the 530 that I have, which is the Intel version of the 531, I think I had 8 gigs in that for a while. Of course, I pretty much stripped all that out for other machines. Could have had a 531 if I had the space for it, but I don't really have much desire for those anyway. Can I install multiple drivers at once? Because otherwise this is going to take for bloody ever. Alright, that's the Rico driver. MMO61. Sure. You know what? I don't know where my Dell D520 went. That's one machine I haven't seen. That's odd. Please wait while the drivers install. And then it just sits there and freezes. Nice. Yeah, this is Vista. It doesn't show you disk activity or anything like that. Not even the widget does that. The widget just shows you CPU and RAM. RAM-wise, it's not doing too bad. And it's only on 2 gigs, too. You know, 2 gigs back then was a lot of memory. That's kind of sad. Now we got systems with 32 gigabytes of memory, and people want more than that. It's quite scary. 16 gigs is the most I've ever put in any system. Probably the most I'll ever put in any system. Even with virtual machines running, I don't see any need for any more than that. I'm thinking, though, that my birthday is in about a month and 5 days. So I'm thinking that what I'll do is I will get myself an R7 CPU. It might be a 3700 or something. I don't know. Something that's on sale for, decent price. The Ryzen 7. To be an upgrade over the 3600 or the 2600 I'm running right now. It's the R5. Though, probably can't get much of an upgrade from that. Doesn't matter. Get another motherboard and get some more RAM. Probably get 32 gigs of RAM for that. And then I can start cycling that stuff around. Because what's probably going to happen is that'll end up as a server. Or that might go into the stream encoder computer. I haven't decided yet. But it'll probably end up as a server. PF Sense. Or something else. It's got USB 3 on the back of it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what time tells. Reconnect. Okay, is it back? Is it back? I hope it's back. I don't know why it disconnected in the first place, just that it did. So, where was I? I don't even remember. It's probably been circle jerking for a while now. And I just didn't notice. Either way, oh, that's finally finished. I will restart later. I still got a couple drivers to install. That one's still trying to work. Get rid of Internet Exploder. I don't need SeaMonkey to be open anymore. And this is what? What are you? Are you going to work? Come on. I clicked on it. I think I clicked on it. Must have clicked on it because now the hard drive is going nuts. Mobility Radions. There's our video driver, which it's already got installed. I probably don't need it, but I'm going to install it anyway. I don't know what these base system devices are. My viewership dropped like a rock. I hope it is. Oh well, you'll get to see the archive if it doesn't. Assuming it doesn't butcher the archive like crazy. Which it probably will. Please close all other applications. How about I don't? Sit over there and do this thing later. Sigmatel audio. Sigma trash. Okay. Still don't know what any of these base system devices are. But yeah, no, that's definitely for the card reader, which is probably not installed. Should have looked and saw what I was doing. That's ATI. That is the Ricoh. Demo blah blah. Connexant. X audio. Yeah, this is probably what I want. Oh no, that's the modem. Cancel. Okay, so which driver is it then? This one. Continue. Close. Is a newer i3 better than an older i7? No, not likely. Although, honestly, the older first generation Core i-series chips were not that great. Especially the i7s, because they ran hot. Really hot. So, Sandy Bridge improved that greatly at the expense of overclocking. Okay, I don't know what happened to that. It's just broken. Ding yourself. Okay, HD audio device is installed successfully. The Ricoh is still going over here. Base system devices still hasn't really done anything. I don't know what's taking that so long. Alright, well, everything is just broken. And the video is ruined. Alright, isn't that nice? I feel like I should have the Jeopardy waiting music going on, but that'd probably get me demonetized. Because copyright infringement. Can't have that now, can we? Can't even have 3 seconds of audio. Nope, can't have any of it. Okay. Apparently that's all good. I'm still waiting for this to do its thing. Oh, there go all the base system devices. So yeah, that's exactly what that was. That was the card reader. Okay, what is going on? Is there like a thing open or what? That's annoying. Okay, where is that process? I'm gonna just kill it because it's obviously not working. So, go to process. What's it doing? Nothing. Kill it. My sound still works. So, whatever. If I want the ATI driver, I don't care. No. Close. Get out of here. Everything is installed. Everything is good. Everything is working. So, what are we going to do next? Windows is downloading updates. Well, that can wait. We're going to update the BIOS. Flash access denied. Huh. It doesn't automatically run as administrator. Yes. And here's where I brick the machine for all of you to see. If it will actually work. Is it going to do anything? Hard drive is accessing constantly. Alright, there it is. A17. It's running A15 right now, as I remember it. Live BIOS update. Didn't think you were going to get to see this, did you? Wow, is this thing ever slow. Now, I was praising how fast it was going earlier, and now it's just... What? What happened? Wow. This is bad. Windows Vista. It's downloading updates. That's what's going on. I'm sure of it. Yep, here we go. BIOS upgrade supported. Replace A15 with A17. Let's close out everything. Continue. Pressing OK will close all applications, shut down Windows, flash the BIOS, and reboot. Here we go. Slowly. Because it's Vista after all. It's probably going to want to install updates. I've had this fail before. I think once. I didn't brick the machine, though. I've never bricked a machine installing a BIOS. But now that it's on video, and that I've said something... Oh boy, the suspense is killing me. Because again, normally I would go sit somewhere else and work on something while it's doing something like this. And this is Vista doing what Vista does best. Churning the disk. Again, I feel like I should have the Jeopardy waiting music. Now, here we go. fan will go all crazy because it will lose control of its fan controller while it's doing this. So it naturally assumes the worst. A17. Success. And it's going to check all the RAM. Now we'll let it check the RAM. Why not? It's only 7. It's not even 7:30 yet. Though I think I'm going to stop this as soon as it comes back up again. Just because it's a Vista install, it was live Vista install. You got to see Vista install itself live. So, and drivers. Things like that. The battery is good, which amazes me. Or at least it's good enough that it held through for quite a while. I did plug it in. I can unplug it now and see what it does. It looks like it's fully charged. And then comes the fun part of installing all the service packs and whatever updates I can install. Display brightness got really dim. I'll have to fix that. I didn't ask for that. Still churning the disc like crazy. This feels like about what my L300D felt like when it was new. Spec-wise, this is probably about the same. Yeah, let me see if I can get the brightness. Oh, it's lower brightness because I unplugged it. Yeah. Can I raise that? Is that a thing? Yes. So we'll put it up all the way. Oh. Well, yeah, no, this definitely feels like my L300D felt like back in the day. Real piece of crap. Wouldn't really be surprised if Vista's churning the disk like it does all the time is what led to all those hard drive failures. In that machine, I think I went through 7 drives. 7 hard drives. From the factory. And then the factory drive failed, and I put in another drive, and then that failed on top of that. And that was when I finally retired the machine. Said, I've had enough of this nonsense. Alright. So, let's run Wind Blows update. Classic view, because I think the other view is completely retarded. Yes, I just said that, and yes, I meant it. It really is. It's horrible. You can't find anything. You gotta click through multiple categories just to find what you want. Should have just left it alone the way it was before, like an Explorer window. Even though it's not actually an Explorer window. A lot of people love to think that. Certainly it looks like it. I wonder what it's doing now. I don't think you get sound schemes on this. Sound schemes. I mean, the hell you're supposed to actually say it. I think all you get is just the standard one. If you used Ultimate, you got a couple extras. Not on here. Yeah, it's just Windows default. How boring. This is still not really working. Okay. I don't know how much more nonsense can I drag you through. Oh, that's great. Oh, antivirus. I should probably find an antivirus program that'll actually run on Vista. Something that's free. I don't know, does Security Essentials have a Vista version? It should. Find a program. I'm not going to waste too much more time here. An hour and a half is pretty good. Even though it did cut off about halfway through. At this point, it's just the nonsense of upkeep on a Windows system. And of course, Windows Update being stupid. And everything else being stupid. Because Vista, nothing can ever be simple. Okay, oh, there we go. Ooh, 102 updates. Let us view available updates. If we can. Read the optional ones. What are the optional ones? Yeah, we'll install those later. Let's just go ahead and install all the updates. Consumer antivirus providers for Windows. Windows 10, Windows 8. Where's Vista? I don't know. I don't think any of those. Could install AVG on here, although AVG is a virus, as far as I'm concerned. I used to use Avast. I don't know if there really is a good free one out there, really, anymore. A bunch of those I don't even recognize. Something's going on. Told it to install, and that's sitting there. Alright, I think that's pretty much all that I've got for you. So, again, look for more camcorder videos, look for computer videos, look for more videos. There'll be one coming out probably tomorrow. And that might actually even be it for the week. Other than next week's live stream. It's because, like I said, I'm trying to tone down on the number of videos that I publish on a per weekly basis so people have a chance to see what I'm uploading, you know? I think that when I upload every day, my viewer numbers go down. Even though the total viewers goes up, but the number of views per video goes down. So I think it's difficult. And I think YouTube's algorithm suppresses it more when I'm uploading every day because it thinks, oh, people can find it. There's something every day, it can find it. And that's not usually the case. So that only helps for subscribers. And considering that only about 5% of my views come from subscribers, well, that's a little bit of a problem now, isn't it? So thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and everybody else. If you're watching it live, good on you for sticking it out for 90 minutes of this nonsense. If you're watching the archive, even more to you for sticking it out for 90 minutes of this nonsense. But I think I'm done here.